Have you ever felt like you're trying your best, but nothing is going your way? Like you're shouting into the void and no one is listening? You're not alone. In fact, some of the most influential figures in history faced exactly this, day after day, for years. Today, we're diving into the incredible stories of prophets who mastered the art of never giving up. These aren't just ancient tales. They read powerful lessons in resilience that are just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Let's start with Noah. Imagine this: you're given a mission to warn everyone around you about a coming flood. You tell them, you plead with them, you try to show them the way. But instead of listening, they laugh at you. They mock you, they call you crazy. This wasn't for a week or a month. By many accounts, Noah preached for decades, even centuries. Every single day, he faced rejection. Can you imagine the mental fortitude that takes? To wake up every morning, knowing you'll probably be ridiculed, yet you still get up and do what you believe is right. While everyone else was caught up in their own lives, Noah was busy building an ark. Piece by piece, plank by plank, under a clear, sunny sky. People would walk by and say, "Hey Noah, building a boat. Where's the water?" The sheer psychological pressure must have been immense. It would have been so easy to say, "You know what? Forget it, they're not listening, I'm done." But he didn't. He kept his faith, not just in his mission, but in himself and the higher purpose he was serving. He focused on the task at hand, the building of the ark, which was his circle of control. And in the end, his persistence saved not only his family, but the future of all life. Noah's story is a masterclass in staying true to your path, even when you're the only one walking it. Now, let's talk about Abraham. He's known as a father figure in multiple major religions, but his journey was filled with unimaginable tests. He was thrown into a fire for his beliefs. Can you even begin to comprehend that? Standing up for what you believe in, to the point where your own community turns against you so violently. Yet, even in the face of flames, his conviction didn't waver. But his tests didn't stop there. For most of his life, he longed for a child. He and his wife, Sarah, waited for years, well past the age anyone would expect to become a parent. Think about that constant, underlying heartache. The hope that flickers and fades with each passing year. It's a quiet kind of struggle, but it can be just as draining as any loud, dramatic conflict. When he finally had a son, Ishmael, and later Isaac, he faced even more heart-wrenching trials that tested his devotion to the absolute limit. Through it all, Abraham's story teaches us about a different kind of perseverance. It's the perseverance of hope, of maintaining faith during long, quiet years of waiting, and trusting that there is a bigger plan at play, even when you can't see the full picture. Next, let's journey to ancient Egypt and meet Moses. Moses' story is one of the ultimate underdog tales. He was raised in the palace of the Pharaoh, the very man who was oppressing his people. When he discovered his true identity, he was cast out and became a shepherd in the desert. For 40 years, he lived a simple life, perhaps thinking his chance to make a difference was long gone. Then, at the age of 80, he was given an impossible task: go back to the most powerful man in the world, the Pharaoh, and tell him to let my people go. Imagine the fear. The self-doubt: who am I to challenge a king? I have a speech impediment, they won't listen to me. All these thoughts must have raced through his mind. And just as he feared, Pharaoh said no. Not just once, but time and time again. With each refusal, Moses had to go back, stand firm, and repeat his demand. He faced plagues, threats, and the despair of his own people who were suffering under Pharaoh's increasingly harsh rule. But Moses kept going back. He confronted Pharaoh again and again, demonstrating a courage that grew with every challenge. His story shows us that it's never too late to find your purpose, and that true strength isn't about the absence of fear, but about acting in spite of it. Then there's Jeremiah, often called the weeping prophet. His story is particularly relatable for anyone who feels like their warnings are falling on deaf ears. His mission was to warn the people of Judah about impending disaster if they didn't change their ways. And what did he get for his trouble? He was ignored, ridiculed, thrown into a cistern to die, and imprisoned. He felt so alone and despondent that at one point he lamented the day he was even born. This is so raw and so human. It's a powerful reminder that even the strongest among us have moments of deep despair. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to weep. But what made Jeremiah a giant of perseverance is what he did next. Even in his darkest moments, he couldn't stop speaking his truth. He said it was like a fire shut up in his bones, one he couldn't hold in. He kept going, not because it was easy, but because it was his purpose. He teaches us that resilience isn't about being happy all the time. It's about finding the strength to carry on even when you're heartbroken. And of course, we must speak about Jesus. His public ministry lasted only about 3 years, but in that short time, he faced constant opposition. Religious leaders challenged him, the authorities saw him as a threat, and even his own disciples often misunderstood him. He preached a message of love, forgiveness, and peace, yet he was met with suspicion and hostility. Think about the emotional toll of pouring your heart and soul into a message, only to have it twisted and used against you. On the night before his crucifixion, in the Garden of Gethsemane, he experienced profound anguish, fully aware of the suffering that lay ahead. He felt the full weight of his mission, yet he saw it through to the very end. His entire life was a testament to enduring for the sake of a mission greater than himself. It's a story of ultimate sacrifice and a powerful lesson in seeing your purpose through, no matter the personal cost. Finally, let's consider the Prophet Muhammad. When he began receiving revelations and sharing his message in Mecca, he was met with 13 years of brutal persecution. He and his small group of followers were ridiculed, boycotted, starved, and physically attacked. He lost his beloved wife Khadijah and his protective uncle Abu Talib in the same year, a period known as the Year of Sorrow. He had every reason to give up. The most powerful tribes in the city were united against him. He was an outcast, but he didn't stop. He and his followers eventually migrated to Medina to escape the persecution, a journey that was itself fraught with danger. Even there, the challenges didn't end. He had to unite warring tribes and defend his community from outside attacks. Through it all, he responded to hate with patience, to violence with strategic peacemaking, and to despair with unwavering faith in his mission. His life is a blueprint for leadership, patience, and strategic perseverance in the face of systemic opposition. So, what can we take away from all these stories? First, perseverance isn't about a single grand gesture. It's about the small, daily choices to keep going. It's Noah picking up his hammer one more day. It's Moses taking that first step back towards Egypt. It's Jeremiah opening his mouth to speak truth, even when his voice shakes. Second, feeling discouraged, sad, or afraid is part of the process. These great figures weren't emotionless robots. They were human beings who felt pain and doubt. Their strength wasn't in avoiding those feelings, but in processing them and not letting them have the final say. And third, their perseverance was always tied to a purpose greater than their own comfort. They were driven by conviction, by love for their people, and by a deep sense of duty. When your why is strong enough, you can endure almost anyhow, so the next time you feel like giving up, remember Noah and his ark, Abraham and his faith, Moses and his courage, Jeremiah and his tears, Jesus and his sacrifice, and Muhammad and his patience. You are part of a long tradition of people who kept going. Your struggle is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're trying to build something meaningful. Keep going. The world needs you too. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content that inspires and empowers. Until next time, stay strong.